Hey guys, so okay, welcome back to Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, unified against the mastermind, Kokichi. The students must survive a class trial without knowing the murderer or the victim. An unpredictable trial begins. It begins right now. Let's set the skills. Be right back. Alright, we've set up a bunch of new skills because I managed to purchase a lot from the casino way back when I was just gambling a lot with Outlaw Run. So let's go over them, shall we? I got Envious Influence replacing Attentive Influence. Menacing Focus replacing Extraordinary Focus. I also grabbed Laser Beam, increases the speed of fired truth bullets. Initial A, the first letter will be filled in from the beginning for Hangman's Gambit since it's been giving me so much grief lately. I don't know why I suddenly got bad at it, but I figured this will help a little bit. Twin 6 switches to a better car with higher top speed and better acceleration during the Psyche Taxi, because why not? And Zanbato increases the size of slashes during rebuttal showdowns. I left out Abracadabra. I feel like that was a bit too much. I want to at least, work for the answers in the trial. Speaking of working towards the answers, let's review our truth bullets. We didn't actually get a lot this time, which is interesting. I've got my own theories, but for now let's go over them, just in case I pick up on something at the last second. So, Monokuma file number 5. The victim's body was discovered in the hangar where the exisal is stored. The victim was crushed by a hydraulic press. For this reason, their remains cannot be identified. Swipe pattern bloodstain, a bloodstain that is smeared from the hangar's bathroom to the hydraulic press as though something was dragged. 3 arrows found on the floor of the hangar's bathroom. The tips of all 3 arrows are wet with blood. Large black case, a case that had a disassembled crossbow in it. The crossbow does not fit in the case unless it is disassembled. Small empty bottle found in the corner of the bathroom. The label is stained with blood, so the only visible word is poison. We don't know what type of poison it is, unfortunately. Determined to have come from the Ultimate Detective's research lab. Crossbow. A disassembled crossbow from the Ultimate Assassin's research lab. It was stored in a large black case. It was complicated to assemble and would be difficult for anyone who wasn't taught how, which means only Kaito could have put this together. No way Kokichi did it. Bloodstain in the bathroom. A small puddle of blood in the middle of the hangar's bathroom. Smaller bloodstains were found leading to the door out of the bathroom. Bathroom window. A window roughly 8 inches wide. Although it is too small for a person, an object could fit through it. Hatch's electronic lock. The 2 exisals at the scene of the crime. One was in storage with its cockpit closed. The other was in the middle of the hangar with its hatch open and its cockpit exposed. There is enough space in the cockpit for one person. There's an electronic lock on the hatch that only the monocubs can open, which was why only the monocubs could pilot the exisal. Hydraulic press. The hydraulic press's controls are a short distance away from the device itself. There are 2 buttons labeled up and down. It also features a safety function. The body was crushed by the hydraulic press and is unidentifiable. Safety function. The hydraulic press's safety function causes it to stop when its infrared sensor detects a living thing. Kaito's coat. When the body was discovered, only the left sleeve was sticking out of the hydraulic press. A small hole can be seen where the sleeve is sticking out, right? Kibo's account. The night before the body was discovered, Himiko was seen going to the hangar and coming back before the exisals returned. She had a black bag with her on the way there, but she didn't have it when she came back. Hangar's front shutter. It is protected by an electric barrier, and if someone approaches it, an alarm will sound throughout the academy. The alarm can be disabled with the alarm remote. The control panel for the electric barrier is next to the shutter. It has marks on it, as though it was struck by something sharp. Electrobomb. When used, it scatters particles that interfere with electromagnetic waves, rendering electronic communication and sensors unusable. It's basically a chaff grenade, right, from Metal Gear. Lasts for about 2 hours and covers an area of about 50 yards. Each can only be used once. Of the 3 that were made, Kokichi had 2, and Maki had 1. Use Electrohammer, found on the ground near the 3 exisals in the cyber courtyard. Electrohammers can disable any electronic device they're used on. However, they run out of power very quickly, and a single use on an exisal will completely drain an electrohammer. After being drained, they require 24 hours of charging to be usable again. Exisouls protecting Monokuma. The day before the body was discovered, the exisouls surrounding Monokuma in the courtyard were given commands to observe his movements via the remote control Kokichi had. They were on autopilot. Poison. There are many poisons lined up on the shelves in the Ultimate Detective's research lab. Out of all of them, only the Strike 9 poison bottle had less poison in it. It takes some time for Strike 9 to fully take effect, but it is 100% fatal, even if a small amount enters the body. Kokichi's disappearance. No one had seen Kokichi during the entire investigation, or up until the start of the class trial. Kokichi's clothes, found stuffed in the toilet in the hangar's bathroom. Small holes were found in the back and on one sleeve. Both holes had traces of blood around them. And that's it, that's all our truth bullets. As for piecing this together, I've had a hell of a time trying to make some sort of story work. So, we begin with Himiko, right? She didn't really know about the crossbow and the significance of it, right? That was between Maki, Kaito, and me when we were in her lab that one night. So I find it strange that Himiko would just, unassisted or unaided, take this case with a crossbow in it and deliver it to Kaito, because it's complicated to set up, right? She wouldn't have done that unless she knew that he knew how to set it up. So I feel like Maki probably put her up to this, like the task of delivering this crossbow to Kaito. Because I don't know if Himiko has, you know, the energy, let's say, to go up to the 5th floor and get the poison, which will come into play later, and get the crossbow, deliver all that to Kaito and back without, you know, knowing that he knows how to set up a crossbow, right? So I feel Maki put her up to that. Maki got her own prep going, probably grabbed the poison herself and delivered that to Kaito. So remember when she grabbed Kokichi way back when, before we went into the despair tunnel, and that's when she grabbed the electro bomb? I have a feeling the electro bomb she used this morning is actually a different one. I'll explain. She grabbed this electro bomb from Kokichi back then, and I feel maybe she tossed it into the bathroom, because I'm going to go with the theory that Maki tried to mount a rescue operation on her own last night, and she was going to get Kaito to help, which is why she delivered the crossbow to him. So she tosses this grenade into the bathroom, because it's got a radius of, what, 50 yards? If we try and find it, here it is. Covers an area of about 50 yards. All she needs to do is chuck it in the bathroom. Surely Kokichi's around. If he's not, maybe Kaito lured him towards the bathroom. If she tosses this electro bomb into the bathroom, it detonates. It renders electronic communication and sensors unusable. That means it disables Kokichi's communications with the exisouls, who are on autopilot, which makes the exisouls shut down, right? Outside. But they're not rendered useless, because if you threw the electro bomb at the exisouls, they wouldn't operate anymore. And this is important because Maki is going to use one of them and walk into the hangar with it. She's going to pilot it. How is she going to pilot it? She's going to use her electro hammer, which is fully charged compared to everyone else's, and use that to bust the hatch's electronic lock. Okay? She pilots one of the exisouls outside, which explains why there's one less outside. She walks through the barrier. She doesn't need to know the alarm code or anything like that. Because she's piloting an exisol, it's assumed it's going to be allowed through. And she can get through the shield. So there's that. That's also why there's a random exisol with the hatch open in the middle of the hangar. Right there. Whereas the other one's in storage, right? Okay, so I've got that far. Now, this is where things get a bit erratic. I don't have all the pieces, so let's pick it up from where Kaito has the crossbow, okay? Kaito's the only one who can assemble it, so he assembles that. Somehow Kokichi discovers this, maybe because he got lured there. They have a fight. Kaito eventually fires the arrows at Kokichi, and he gets one himself, right? The crossbow is not exactly a deadly weapon, okay? Let's be honest, unless it's probably maybe fired at your head, right? And in this case, neither of them appear to have been wounded mortally in the head. There was a poison bottle in the room. I want to assume that the arrows, which I mentioned before, were poison tipped. Okay, so they've tipped the front of the arrows with poison. That way, if you even get hit with an arrow, you're poisoned, right? So this goes to Strike 9, for example. If Strike 9 was used, it takes some time to fully take effect, but it's 100% fatal even if a small amount enters the body. So if they just get punctured with an arrow, they're poisoned, right? And then they're gone for it, unless they find an antidote, okay? So let's just say that maybe, I don't know. I don't know who survived, whether it was Kaito or Kokichi. I want to think it's Kaito, but something about this all feels off, because Kokichi, right? I don't know, I don't feel like he's dead. Somehow I feel like that little imp is somehow running around out there, alive. In any case, let's just go with this theory that I've concocted, and we'll see how right I am, because I don't expect it to be 100% right. Maki walks into the hangar with the Exisol. Her and Kaito team up. They somehow kill Kokichi. I like to think maybe Kaito killed him with the poison-tipped arrow. Okay? But then Kaito's poisoned himself, and they're like, oh shit, because he got a wound on his sleeve. Or there's a hole in his sleeve, which means he got hit with an arrow. Maki and Kaito stop panicking. They're like, oh shit, we need to find an antidote for you, bro. Or, you know, whatever. So they tear off towards the Ultimate Detective's lab. They scour the shelves, try and find the antidote for it, which is why there's a bunch of antidotes on my desk in my lab, trying to save him. But they can't, apparently. So Kaito ends up dying. Okay? Let's just say that. Sorry, this is a long-winded explanation. I just want to explain my thoughts, you know, because I've been thinking about this, but it's probably going to be wrong. Anyway, Kaito ends up dying. We haven't found his body, which means there's no trial for him, right? The trial's only for the body we found, which is in the hangar, which appears to be Kokichi, okay? So maybe Maki, like, hid his body somewhere until, you know, all of this is blown over, okay? If he died last night, this gives Maki a bit of time to sort of get her affairs in order, to get her thoughts straight, which is why when we walk into the lab and assume Kaito's dead, she's not as panicked as she should be, right? It feels like she's already come to terms with the fact that he's dead, rather than, oh my god, he's dead, I'm gonna kill Kokichi, that son of a bitch. Now it's just like, oh, well, you know, I've seen so much death already. So that's suspicious. That kind of explains that, maybe? And then, because Kokichi's dead, she ends up grabbing another electro bomb, which she can use the next morning when we try to go into the hangar, right? I feel like Maki, if someone had stolen the electro hammer from Maki, she would have brought it up. She wouldn't lie about it and say, oh, I don't need an electro hammer anyway. I don't think she'd be the kind who'd get embarrassed by the fact that someone stole an electro hammer from her just to set her up for something. So I feel like she actually did use the electro hammer. She was just in a no fucks given mode, you know? And use that to pilot the Exisol. And if this is the case, that Kaito killed Kokichi with a poison-tipped arrow, and Kokichi somehow fought back and killed Kaito with a poison-tipped arrow, this is kind of unique, because the Blackened and the victim are, you know, they took each other out. So in which case, there's no one really to punish here. Because even if Maki, like, helped out with everything, she isn't the Blackened. I'm assuming she wouldn't be punished because she was just aiding. She wasn't the actual person who killed either of them, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, I think I've gotten everything I needed out of the way. Let's see how right I am, or how painfully wrong I am, and you guys are just giggling and laughing at what I just said, going, this wet guy, what a noob. Anyway, enough stalling, I'm excited. Let's begin the class trial. Here we go. Yes. Buckle your seatbelts, boys and girls. It's the 5th class trial, which means anything can happen.
Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
We're going old school here.
During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it.
We even get question marks on their portraits.
Vote correctly, and only the Blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person...
Monokuma said he was going to reveal something once the trial started, so...
I'll punish everyone besides the Blackened, and that person will graduate...
Graduation is meaningless here. We already know that.
Oh, Kiba, I love that. I love that line.
We don't need your rules anymore. We'll find our own reasons to live.
But this is so bad because we know we're students of Hope's Peak Academy, and yet we've broken down to this still.
And we'll do whatever it takes to survive.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
Wow! An actual talking robot! I've never seen one of those before.
You've never looked in the mirror, Monokuma?
Seriously?
Oh gosh. Robophobe! Monokuma is a closet robophobe!
What happened to Kokichi? Why isn't he here?
Aw, don't make that face, killer! This case has some unique circumstances.
Chapter 5 cases always do.
Unique circumstances?
Explain, now.
'Cause for this murder, the victim's identity is completely unknown.
But every surviving student needs to participate in the class trial. I was hung up over this in the first game. I suppose, you know, Junko technically participated in the class trial because she was controlling Monokuma, but still, you know?
Given these circumstances, I decided to start off this class trial while the victim is still anonymous.
But it's not going to end that way, it appears.
After all, it'd be a shame if I let such a rare opportunity go to waste.
Exactly. But if there's two victims here, what happens in that case, you know? Because technically they're both the blackened, but then they're both the victims.
Is that possible? I thought everyone had to participate in the class trial.
I suppose we'd have to figure out who killed the one who's under the press, because that's the body we found, right?
Don't worry, the person who's still alive is waiting behind the scenes for their cue.
Excuse me?
It's all part of the overall production. Anyway, let's get this trial moving!
Is this voluntary, or are you, like, detaining them?
I guess we have no choice but to start the trial under these conditions.
Okay, alright, fine. Play it your way.
What's there to even talk about? The Blackened is the mastermind, Kokichi.
Yeah, but see, that is just too easy. Then again.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of too.
It's too soon to decide anything for certain. We don't even know if Kaito was the victim.
How long are you going to say that? The victim is Kaito. End of discussion.
Why, Maki? Why are you being like this?
But we need to be absolutely sure. If we don't positively identify the victim,
Then we could get the culprit all wrong.
the other person will never show themselves, right?
Before we can identify a suspect, we need to determine who the victim is.
But how do we do that? You know? There's literally nothing. All we get is articles of clothing, which could easily be faked or transferred.
Why are we even talking about something so obvious? What a pain.
It's not obvious, Himiko, please. Believe me when I say that. Maki, come on. We're friends, right? Trust in my detective work, please. Everyone thinks that Kaito is the victim, but I have my doubts. There's a chance Kaito is still alive. If we keep discussing the case, I'm sure we'll see the truth. Okay. Where do we even start? I'm ready. 6 bullets.
The victim has to be Kaito.
Kaito was taken prisoner by Kokichi,
Yes.
so he could have killed him whenever he wanted.
And the hydraulic press had his clothes inside.
I know.
Kokichi can't be the victim because there's no evidence for it. So the victim must be Kaito.
There is evidence.
And the culprit must be Kokichi!
We lost a really good guy today. Kazing! If only mages could cast revive spells.
Well, if only Monokuma would give us the Necronomicon back. There's no evidence that allows us to confirm the victim or the survivor. It's too early to declare who the victim is.
The victim has
Alright,
to be
Maki.
Kaito.
Sorry.
Prisoner by
I need to counter you here.
Inside.
We need to
Kokichi
be...
can't be the victim because there's no evidence.
We need to be on the right track from the beginning.
wrong!
Otherwise, this all gets derailed really quickly.
I have evidence that points to Kokichi being the victim. I found this in the hangar.
Just don't say it too proudly that you found it in the toilet.
Is that Kokichi's coat?
Indeed.
Yes, and look here. There are bloodstains on the sleeve.
And on the back.
That would indicate that Kokichi suffered an external injury, correct?
Kokichi was injured.
More than once.
The fact that these were flushed down the toilet implies that they are evidence of a crime.
Otherwise, they would have just left it out in the open. Like, you know, as if he was just changing clothes. He wouldn't try and flush his own clothes down the toilet.
What about it? Kaito's clothes were in the hydraulic press. As long as we have that evidence, there's no doubt that Kaito was the one murdered.
It's just his jacket, which can easily be taken off, Makia.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those irrefutable evidence thingies.
Speaking of which, why didn't the killer ensure that the jacket wouldn't have a loose sleeve, poking out before they cut the power to the hydraulic press, It's almost as if they wanted us to see that. Ever since she found the body in the hangar, Maki's insisted that it's Kaito's. But why is that? I thought we had an understanding. I thought she'd want to believe Kaito was still alive. Nothing kills that idiot, remember? Either way, it seems Maki is hung up on Kaito's clothes. In that case, I need to demonstrate the flaw in relying on that evidence. If I do that, I think she'll realize there's a chance that Kaito is alive.
Actually, there's something bothering me about the clothes found in the hydraulic press.
Yeah? What about them?
This is such a serious trial. There's something peculiar about those clothes. The sleeve?
That's it! Why was only the sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press?
Exactly, right? It's just like a huge decoy. It's such a huge press as well.
If Kaito had been crushed by the press, the sleeve shouldn't have been empty.
But then again, I also thought that, Shuichi, but remember, one of those sleeves he doesn't actually use, which is why I thought, okay, maybe that makes sense, why there's no arm sticking out and fallen off.
There should have been an arm inside the sleeve as well.
Then again, there is a blood stain and a hole in that sleeve there, so maybe you're onto something.
So the fact that we found an empty sleeve should...
Shall I kill that logic?
Uh-oh. Oh dear, is infighting between friends? Huh?
You're dumber than I thought if I have to go out of my way to explain it to you.
Maki.
If you can't even see that, then be quiet. Otherwise, you're just annoying me.
This is not good. Alright. Fine. Explain it. And I'll tell you why you're wrong. A lot of things.
The coat sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press. It's rather
Luckily,
telling.
I'm rather good with swords.
It couldn't have been anyone else. But Kaito. If you can't see that, then you weren't looking hard enough.
I just don't know what I'm going to be using
I
here.
wasn't looking hard enough. What do you mean?
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner.
Yes,
He never put his arms through his coat sleeves.
I thought so too.
So when the hydraulic press crushed him, all that stuck out was his coat sleeve.
But only his
If you
right...
understand to be quiet already.
No, if we think back to the way he looks, I can't find a picture of it. His right arm was never in the sleeve, but this was his left sleeve, even though I don't know how we can tell which sleeve it was. Where is it? Kaito's coat. Only the left sleeve was sticking out of the press.
Otherwise, you're getting in the way.
Okay, I know what I need to do here. Maki's claim appears solid, but I know that it's not. She's wrong. We can't conclude Kaito was dead on that evidence.
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He never put his arms
Oops.
through his coat sleeves.
I'll cut through your words!
Sorry, Maki. I guess I'm just better with a sword.
Yes, it's true. Kaito never put his arm through his sleeve.
But it was the left sleeve sticking out, not to mention there's blood on it.
But that was just his right arm.
Yes, I knew it.
He wore his left sleeve normally.
I'm so proud of my photographic memory.
And the left sleeve was the one we found outside the press. Knowing how Kaito wore his coat, that's awfully strange, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe neither of his arms were through the sleeves.
Huh?
No, because there's blood.
It's a possibility. In the end, your reasoning is full of holes.
Actually, a hole is what proves my theory correct.
Stop getting in my way. I have to defeat Kokichi.
I guess Maki doesn't really rely on us anymore ever since we surrendered that remote control to Kokichi for the alarm. Maki, what's really going on? I've been trying to think. I've been saying, you know, maybe she's got something held against her, like blackmail, or maybe I just don't know. Seems you've made up your mind that Kaito is definitely dead. It's like you know he is definitely dead. But why would you do that?
It's like Maki said, though. Kaito's gotta be the victim. Because if Kokichi, the mastermind, was dead, the killing game would be over.
I mean, Junko let the tragedy keep going through when she died, right? I mean, she had an alter ego of herself.
Yeah, that's true.
What if this is just an alter ego Kokichi running the game?
Monokuma, hurry up and bring Kokichi here. We already know who the victim is.
Huh? Already? You sure it's not too soon?
We need the suspect present, now that he's the subject of our discussion.
Gotcha. I guess I'll bring him out now.
Really? So soon?
Hey, Mr. Suspect! That's your cue!
Here we go. Really? Actual? We still don't know who it is?
An exisal?
And it's standing behind Kaito?
What? Why is an exisal here?
Haha, whoops, my bad. Seems like I gave you guys a scare, huh?
Excuse me? What? What is this?
Is that Kaito's voice?
Kaito?
Maki?
There was a lot going on, so I just hid in an exisal and kinda dozed off.
Really now?
And that's why I'm so late. Anyway, what's going on, guys?
Why do you sound so chill? Okay? You should be freaking apologizing up the wazoo.
Oh, hold on. Then the one that died wasn't Kaito.
Stupid! That was just a lie!
Fuck, I knew this was gonna be so fucking easy. We still don't know who it is.
You guys thought I died? I would never! No way!
Is this actually Kokichi? Then how did you emulate his voice so well?
Kokichi?
I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry.
Wow, that's old. How old are you?
How do you know it's old? How old are you, Himiko?
I thought as much. Your appearance right now is fit for a lowly asshole like you.
I'm trying to judge Maki's reaction there. It's not like she was like, that's impossible, you know?
You're making me blush. You're getting so angry over me.
How? That'll explain why we couldn't find him. He was hidden in the exisal, which we couldn't open.
Is that really you, Kokichi?
That's right, Cracker Jack.
Then come out.
Seriously, how old are you?
Then why are you hiding in there? Show yourself!
Oh, this is more for self-defense. Little Miss Cranky Pants would kill me if I showed myself.
You're not gonna open the cockpit at least?
I understand how you guys must feel. You can't believe it because I'm like this, right?
Until I see your face, I am not 100% convinced that's you.
That's what I thought. In that case, I brought
It
evidence.
better not be flawed.
Evidence?
Ta-da! The video camera.
A video camera?
It was in the warehouse, but I brought it to the hangar, just in case. Man, that was a smart move. Thanks to this, I filmed it so everyone could see it clearly.
You filmed the hydraulic press going down? Actually?
The moment the victim died.
Oh dear.
What did you say?
Okay, we've had our comical relief. Back to the action.
Alrighty then. Let's watch this shocking moment.
Let's go, Jim Carrey.
Hey, Monokuma. Can you connect the video camera to the monitor?
Roger that!
Monokuma grabbed the camera from the exisal, hooked it up to the courtroom's monitor. Right, so there's other uses for this thing after all. And played the tape for us. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? There's Kaido. And there's him getting squashed. Oh. Well, I mean, how the hell do you doctor that? You know?
Huh?
Yeah.
Kaito?
Sorry, Shuichi.
This is terrible! Why would something like this?
And you filmed that, you sicko! Oh, Maki. I'm sorry.
I saw it through my fingers. The moment Kaito was crushed. I'm gonna...
Oh no, Himiko. I don't blame you though.
By the way, I'd like to add that this footage has not been doctored in any way.
See, I'm trying to think of like explanations, but I can't come up with any. We literally saw his face, him lying down.
This video camera only has the basic functions.
It's not like he was face down or anything, he was face up.
Just the play, record, and pause buttons, so you can't edit after filming it.
Oh, so you don't have any Sony Vegas anywhere?
And of course, I didn't upload it to a computer to edit it either. Right, Monokuma? Oh, you can talk. Your answer is necessary for a fair discussion.
A fair discussion?
I see. If it's necessary for a fair discussion, then I will answer.
And Monokuma's answering to Kokichi as if he's giving orders. Oh, like everything's pointing to it. I don't know why I can't just accept it. There's just something like nagging at the back of my mind. It's like I have Akane's gut, and I'm just like, no. There's something suspicious about all of this. No matter how much evidence and truth they heap on me.
No trace of that footage was found on any of the computers inside the academy.
See, like, Kokichi is just that much of a liar. A master liar.
See? If it wasn't connected to any computer, then editing the footage would be impossible.
So all I can think of now is that the footage was edited. But he's saying it's impossible. Do I have any sort of way to contradict that? That editing the footage would be impossible?
Which means this footage is 100% real.
And there was a second when there's a second where the press stopped, right? Just before it went squish, squish like Mr. Ants on poor Kaito. It's possible he could have rolled out of the way, but then where did all the blood come from, you know?
If that's the case, then it would seem our suspicions can be lifted. The body we found inside the hangar, crushed in the hydraulic press, is definitely Kaito.
But then, why cut the power to the hydraulic press if you're just going to show us anyway at the end of it that Kaito is the one who died? You know? Yeah, it could be just because you wanted to start this trial off and make things more interesting during the investigation, but really though? The murder video has been recorded in the monopad. View it from the Truth Bullet menu. Can I watch this video again? No, I can't. A video shot with a camera from the exisal. It shows the moment Kaito was crushed by the hydraulic press. No way to replay it though. I don't know, there's just that 1 second where it stopped, right? Because it probably stopped because it detected life, but then where did all that blood come from? I can't explain that. Was that really him? Unless it was like an effigy made by Angie somehow, tucked away in the closet.
Poor Kaito. I can't believe he died such a horrible death.
I don't think that's how he died though. There's no way that is how he died, because the hydraulic press wouldn't have squashed him because of the safety measure, right? Then again, like I said, we never tested it on a live person.
I can't believe he died with his guts and his brain splattered all over that machine.
Okay, you don't have to say it like that, Himiko. You're probably just gonna hurl again.
Stop it! Now I'm starting to not feel well.
That's probably because I used my magic to transfer all my barf over to you.
That's not very nice, Himiko. Why did you do that?
I know that's a joke, but the thought of it...
Why? Why was Kaito killed? Kokichi had no reason to kill Kaito. He had just told us all that he was the mastermind, that the killing game was over. So what would he gain by killing Kaito? Remember, he said that if we all rallied around him, he would be a problem, but still.
It looks like you finally believe that I'm the one in this exisal.
This is something about this case. I can't put my finger on it. It just reeks.
Yes. With that, we can definitively say that the culprit is... you.
But then what? He just executes himself and then what? There's 5 of us left. Whoop-de-doo. I feel like Kokichi would want to go out with more fanfare than this if he is the mastermind.
Huh? Why?
Unless, of course, he set it up and that someone else killed Kaito. He
You
just crushed
filmed the
him.
moment the victim died, which means you were present at the scene. As the person who filmed this footage, you're the only one who could be the culprit.
But if the culprit shot the video, why would they go out of their way to show it?
Oh man, you got me! Yeah, I'm the culprit.
You said this before and you were lying then, and I think you're lying now. What?
Jeez, I totally dug my own grave. Here's the truth. I decided to participate in this trial in an exisal after I killed Kaito. Of course, it was mostly to make the victim unknown. To jazz up this trial.
But we haven't even reached an intermission yet. You've primed it, you know?
I took that footage for proof, so I could reveal it after you guys get the correct answer.
Uh-huh.
But I totally spaced out. I wasn't supposed to show it right away.
I can't work this out.
So does that mean you admit to the crime?
Oh, man. I dug my own grave again?
Stop!
Well, I don't think you guys will believe any of the excuses I make now. So, I give up.
You're giving up? Does that mean it's been decided?
Is it okay that this trial was so short?
No, not normally.
That's fine. We knew from the very start that Kokichi was the killer.
And yet I've gathered so many truth bullets.
But before we vote, I want to say something to Kokichi. You may be the mastermind, but I won't let you escape after you violated the rules. That would desecrate the killing game Junko Enoshima created, right?
You do know who Junko Enoshima is, right? Because you weren't there when we had that flashback light.
Your beloved Junko Enoshima.
You're not gonna be like, what's that?
Junko?
Whatever. It's voting time now. Let's go before Kokichi changes it.
No, hold on a second. This isn't right.
Thank you, Shuichi. Please. We need to discuss this. Okay?
The culprit comes in, confesses to the crime, and the trial ends?
The only thing I can't think of is why is he doing this?
That's not how this goes. That doesn't sound like the kind of game Kokichi or Monokuma or Junko would play.
They'd enjoy watching us squirm and writhe and try to figure out who the culprit is. They wouldn't just take it away from us. Then again, you know, they're trying to rob Shuichi of his fun of detecting and investigating this crime? I don't think so.
What if the mastermind got tired of it? The remnants of despair were like that.
No, if they were tired of it, they wouldn't have put all that effort into the video.
This is just off.
There would have been no need for this class trial in the first place.
They'd have just shown us. Killing game's over, right? Why put us through this trial?
Something's not right. We need to get a better feel for the situation.
Come on, Shuichi, you got this, boy.
I think Kokichi has some sort of plan. He's trying to trap us.
Trap us? Are you saying Kokichi isn't the culprit?
I don't know definitively what's going on, but I need to know. And that means we need to discuss this.
Then, are you suggesting one of us is the culprit?
It hasn't been ruled out. Let's just leave it at that. What?
If it's not Kokichi, then the culprit must be one of us.
One of us?
That's not possible!
Is it, though? Is it really not possible?
No, I didn't say that. I was just saying it's dangerous to trust
Shuichi is so distrusting.
I walk a fine line. I'm a detective.
But it's exactly like Shuichi said! I'm actually not the culprit!
Fuck. Seriously?
What? But that contradicts what you said previously.
Yepers, that was a lie. Sorry, I lied again. The real culprit of this case is super bad at hiding themselves, so I thought I could help. I pretended to be the culprit by using the footage! It made the game more interesting, too.
I don't get it!
Are you serious?
He's just lying and telling the truth all over the place. It's just so blurry.
What's the truth and what's a lie? I don't know anymore.
All we can rely on, Himiko, is the evidence. The evidence that we've got.
It's fine, because Kokichi is the culprit. He killed Kaito. No matter how much he deceives us, it won't change our minds. The footage shows he did it. Kokichi has to be the only option.
The only option? Is that really true? Are we just going to leave it at that? No. Is this a lie or a back route? Let's consider what everyone discusses first. I'm gonna go for the safety function.
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the culprit. We all saw that footage from earlier, right?
Kaito got crushed to death.
He
What a
didn't.
horrible video.
Whoever committed that crime was with Kaito in the hangar.
Which just leaves Kokichi then.
I'm gonna forego back routes
The
here.
culprit is...
Kokichi Oma, the mastermind of this entire killing game. And Kaito's killer.
I'm just going to focus on the facts. Kokichi killed Kaito with the hydraulic press. That's the consensus right now. But is that even possible?
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the culprit.
It's on
We all
Maki's...
saw that footage from earlier, right?
Or I think it's Himiko, sorry.
Kaito got crushed to death.
Squish, squish!
That's wrong!
That is a really fast truth bullet.
The safety function would make it impossible to kill Kaito with the press.
I wonder what Kokichi would have said if we lied, though.
A safety function.
But in the interest of keeping this debate flowing, we're just gonna play normally.
Yes, it was written on the safety precautions. The hydraulic press will automatically stop if its infrared sensor detects a living organism.
Now, the hydraulic press did stop unnaturally there, while Kaito was lying there, right? Hydraulic presses usually keep going and going and going until it squishes. It doesn't just stop and then suddenly go boof. Okay? So that's already suspicious. Not to mention, he couldn't have been killed by this hydraulic press.
So the hydraulic press won't move at all if there's a living person under it?
Supposedly.
Which is why it couldn't have been used to kill Kaito.
Maki, please stop glaring at me like that.
Which means it's more likely that Kaito was crushed after being killed by some other means.
Here we go. Watch this. It stops
So
for a
what we
second.
saw in that video, he was already dead by then?
But you can still see his arm, so technically, yeah, there's no way he like rolled out of the way or anything. Out of our line of sight. And that
But
is
you
a
could
lot of blood.
disable the infrared sensor of the safety function with an electro bomb.
I never thought of that.
No. I don't think Kokichi would use an electro bomb for that purpose.
The radius is too big, though. It would disable the hydraulic press as well.
It would have taken down the hangar's alarm system and the Exosol's remote control.
Too big of a blast radius. It was nothing direct, like an electro hammer.
It would have put Kokichi at a significant disadvantage.
But you can't be too sure I wouldn't do that. I'm the type who would do anything for fun.
Your video camera wouldn't have worked either.
Also, we don't have any evidence of a different murder method other than the hydraulic
No, we do. I have a plausible theory for the murder.
A weapon that came from your lab, Maki.
What?
Yes. There is a clue that suggests the victim was killed before being crushed. I found it somewhere around the hydraulic press. Around the hydraulic press? We're gonna talk about the coat. Because that was around the hydraulic press. What clue suggests that the cause of death was not the crushing by the hydraulic press? Nope. And what does that prove? If Kaito was killed by some other means, his body would have been moved to the press. It is unfortunate that my allergy kept me from investigating more thoroughly. Everyone's staring at me. Okay? Fine. Let's talk about the crossbow then. Okay. Not that either? There was a crossbow in the bathroom. Perhaps the victim was killed there. Then there should have been evidence of the body being carried to the hydraulic press. Was there any evidence?
I was wrong!
Do I have to talk about the blood trail now? Okay, fine. Sorry.
This is it!
There we go. I talk about flowing the
There
debate,
was a
but
swipe
then I
pattern
kind of get a
bloodstain in the
simple question
hanger,
right.
suggesting a body was dragged. The bloodstain goes from the bathroom all the way to the press.
Oh, that was the restroom where Kaito was being held, wasn't it?
Yep. Rather long trail.
Bloodstains were also found inside the bathroom. That can't be coincidence.
So Kaito was killed in the restroom, then dragged to the press and crushed?
Maybe?
If the bloodstain even was Kaito's.
Wait, what now?
What?
We only guessed that Kaito was killed in the bathroom.
Why can't you accept this?
Since his body was crushed, we'll never know if Kaito died some other way.
I'm one to talk like I can't even accept what's going on right now. We might not be able to examine the body, but we do have evidence that suggests the cause of death.
There!
Right there, on his sleeve.
The small hole on the sleeve of Kaito's coat is the key to his cause of death.
The small hole?
Mm-hmm.
No. There is no way that hole's got anything to do with the weapon.
Himiko, is this your cue to panic because you're the one who gave the crossbow?
I'll hit you with my everything you buy will go on sale the next day curse.
That is actually a horrid curse. Himiko, please don't hit me with that one.
Himiko, what's wrong? Why are you freaking out all of a sudden?
Because she provided the crossbow.
I'm not freaking out.
This is why she couldn't be the culprit. Like, she would just be way too nervous. She'd be shaking like a leaf.
I'm just saying it's impossible for the weapon to be that small.
No, it's not impossible. I can show you. The weapon that left that small hole in Kaito's sleeve. See, now do I have to be specific and say the arrows, or do I say the crossbow itself?
This is it!
Let's go with the crossbow.
I believe the weapon was the crossbow found in the bathroom.
Sorry, Himiko. It's okay. I know you didn't do it.
A crossbow arrow would certainly leave a hole that small. Can we then conclude that Kaito was shot with that crossbow?
Safely, I think.
If so, that crossbow just might be the actual murder weapon used to kill Kaito.
I see. It's so surprising that a crossbow is the murder weapon.
Seriously, Himiko, what's wrong?
Do you want me to absolve you, Himiko? I can do it, okay?
She probably needs to pee. Anyway, about Kaito getting shot. If that was his cause of death, then I wonder who shot him with the crossbow. Well, I already know, but I won't tell you.
He's just playing with us.
For all I know, it's just an alter ego Kokichi in that exisal.
Then let's show him that playtime is over.
That's a good line.
Let's show him that the students of Hope's Peak Academy will never submit to despair.
You sound confused. First Junko and now Hope's Peak.
Hope? Despair?
What is happening? Shit. Alright. Well, We're gonna need to figure this out.
I wonder who shot Kaito with the crossbow. What a mystery, right guys?
Who else but you could have done it?
The shot would need to be fired from inside the hangar to hit Kaito.
Oh.
We couldn't go in the hangar. The alarm system and electric barrier were in the way.
Whoa.
If we couldn't go in the hangar, and Kokichi had been in there, then he must be the one.
I see, so I'm the culprit.
I mean, technically, you could fire at him through the window, right? I never thought of that. Kaito would have been in there. But the murder was a crossbow. Murder weapon was a crossbow. Knowing that, we should be able to visualize the murder.
I wonder who shot Kaito with the crossbow.
Let's have a
What a
moment to
mystery,
think here.
right guys?
Who else but you could have done it?
The shot would need to be fired from inside the hangar to hit Kaito.
We couldn't go in the hangar.
It's that statement that I'm suspicious of.
The alarm system and electric barrier were in the way.
If we couldn't go in the hangar, and Kokichi had been in there, then he must be the one.
I see, so I'm the culprit.
Let's start with the bathroom window. And then we can go on, if that fails, we can go on to the fact that someone may have piloted an exisal to get through the barrier, which is here, the front shutter. It has marks on it, as though it was struck by something sharp. Okay. Knowing that, we should be able to visualize the murder.
I wonder who shot Kaito with the crossbow. What a mystery, right?
Just give this a shot.
Who else but you
Pun
could have...
intended.
The shot would need to be fired from inside the hangar.
There we go.
That's wrong!
Maki, I'm countering you a lot here. What's going on?
Even without going in the hangar, it was possible to land a shot with a crossbow. There was a window in the bathroom of the hangar.
Yes, but this isn't how it happened though, because Himiko doesn't know how to set up the crossbow. Only Kaito does, so there's no way she fired it at Kaito.
Maybe it wasn't possible to get in, but you could have shot through the window.
I think we're just discussing the possibility.
And remember that Kaito was confined to the bathroom.
So if they shot Kaito through the window, they could have killed him in the hangar. Which means the murder suspect list grows to 6 people, including me!
I'd say it only increases by 1, and that's Maki. Because she knows how to assemble a crossbow. I do too, technically, although it was more disassembling a crossbow. But I know I didn't commit this murder. Unless it happened on... No. I didn't commit this murder, okay?
What did you say?
But put plainly, that means
It seems Shuichi wants to make one of us the culprit. Is that it?
I don't want to. I'm trying to find the truth here, okay? Why do you always make it look like, you know, I want Gonta to be the culprit. I want one of us to be the culprit. I don't, okay? I want to find the truth so we can survive as a class.
Is that what a detective does?
A detective finds the truth, Maki.
Huh?
Do detectives always accuse people, even when they're friends?
If I just turn my back on the truth, then we all get screwed. I accused Kaede. She was my friend. And yet we're all standing here because of what I did, okay?
It seems like it. You suspected Kaito in the previous class trial, too.
Suspected and then ruled him out.
You're always suspicious of your friends.
What's wrong, Maki? You seem like you're kind of on edge.
Are you trying to, like, guilt trip me or something?
Of course I am. When we said we would defeat the remnants of despair, someone got in our way.
No, you don't understand. I'm not trying to...
It doesn't matter how much you get in my way. I will absolutely defeat Kokichi.
Maki, damn it!
I won't let despair escape. I won't let it win.
Now, let's stop this boring fight and continue on with the not-so-boring trial. So we all agree that the murder could be done by anyone and not just me, right?
I'm so scared for Maki.
That might be true, but I didn't know about the window.
Excuse me, Himiko, what are you talking about? Question mark?
Neither did I.
Really, Himiko? What's the matter? You've been weird since we mentioned small holes.
I don't want to know.
What? Are you after my small hole too?
Okay, alright, team. Let's calm it. Okay.
See? Now that's definitely weird.
Look at it this way. Just because the culprit could be anyone, not everyone is a suspect. We can pretty much narrow it down to anyone who knew about the crossbow.
I never knew about any crossbows.
I'm afraid I can disprove that.
In other words, I'm not suspicious. There's no way you can consider me.
It does concern me that Himiko went to the hangar last night.
Yeah. See, Maki, this is exactly why you suspect your friends. Because friends hide things from you.
Whoa, really? You went to the hangar, Himiko?
Yes, she did. I definitely saw her.
You were watching me?
It's awfully suspicious that you went to the hangar last night.
Quite a few of us went to the hangar last night, which is a bit, you know, suspicious.
Okay, then the culprit is Himiko.
Wait! Don't say it's me! Maki's more suspicious than I am.
Why is that?
What?
Because of her attitude?
That crossbow came from your research lab, right?
Uh-huh.
You could have gotten that crossbow whenever you wanted.
Anyone could have gone to her research lab, though. She's not the only suspect.
It's just like with Kiyo's katana, although it actually was him who took the katana.
I don't know about that. She's definitely the most suspicious. Even if you make that scary face at me, I'm not gonna get scared.
I don't know about that, Himiko. You look like
Because
you're
if you
sweating
start
bullets.
panicking, then we'll know that you're the culprit.
I said I'm not the culprit! I swear! Kokichi's the suspicious one! Maki too! They're both the culprits!
Why am I a suspect? Anyone could have entered my research lab.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'll admit that I'm suspicious. Okay, maybe I am the culprit. Maybe I'm the
I'm the
culprit!
culprit.
It's okay, Himiko. I'm coming to your rescue. Just please calm yourself. Okay.
Why am
the
I
I'm the
hangar,
number one
but-
suspect, because I was in the hangar.
If
I was
you
only
are...
Focus on
practicing my
Kokici's one
magic.
first.
What do you mean?
Then
not
explain the
focusing on
crossbow.
magic?
There's a good
Anyone
magic
could have
source
gotten
around
from
there.
matter
your
at
research
all.
lab.
So I went
Then
there
who
empty
I'm the
actually
number
brought
one
it?
suspect.
Kokichi
And I
did
left
I'm the one who shot
Yes,
Kaito.
You didn't go there empty-handed, Himiko. I saw that. Okay. We should look at the inconsistencies in her testimony. There's a lie there somewhere.
I went
Why
to
am
the
I
I'm the
hangar,
number one
but
suspect,
culprit.
because I was in the hangar.
Okay.
I was
You
only
are the
replenishing my magic.
Let's just listen.
What do you mean
not explain the
replenishing your
crossbow.
magic?
I'm gonna need to silence
There's a
Kokichi
good
first.
magic source around there.
Or fire really quickly.
So I went
Then
there
who
empty-handed.
One suspect.
Gotcha.
I heard it!
Okay, I thought I was going to save her. Instead, I'm digging her into a deeper hole.
You said that you went to the hangar
Not a small hole.
empty-handed. But that's a lie, isn't it?
What are you talking about? It's not a lie.
But Kibo saw you.
With a bag. Please,
He
tell
said
the
you were
truth.
headed toward the hangar carrying a large black bag.
Only I'm allowed to lie in trials, okay?
Yes, Himiko was definitely carrying a large black bag.
No, that was probably Tsumugi cosplaying as me.
These excuses aren't gonna fly, little mage.
No, I can't cosplay as someone unless they're a fictional character.
Which is just so strange to me, but you know, I wrote that off a long time ago.
Himiko, this is the bag you were carrying, isn't it?
We brought it with us?
That's the crossbow case.
Okay, maybe Maki didn't tell her to get it, but then why did you grab it?
There's no mistake. That is the bag I saw Himiko carrying.
Unless Himiko was planning to kill him, but then it ended up that she couldn't, because she doesn't know how to assemble it. Himiko, please.
What? Hold on. Himiko went to the hangar with a crossbow?
I won't get mad, just... If you don't tell the truth now, it's only gonna get harder for you.
Uh-oh. Well, it's decided then.
Wait! That's wrong! I just brought it there. I didn't shoot it!
Yeah, good. It's a good start. We're stepping in the right direction here.
It's the truth! Please believe me!
You're right. I believe you. Himiko is totally telling the truth.
See, it's easier to believe you if you tell the truth from the beginning.
Not you! If you believe me, it makes me look like I'm lying!
That is true. But can we really trust Himiko here? She was acting very suspiciously. Alright. We need to bail her out. Pronto. Because there's no way she's committed this murder. The crossbow itself.
Culprit!
Yeah, I totally agree.
I only carried the
It
case.
says Exisal. It doesn't say Kokichi.
Yep, that's true too.
And I didn't even use the crossbow!
Yeah.
Another true statement.
And that's all! I didn't do anything else in the hangar!
100% exactamundo.
Why does this all sound so fishy?
Ah, 'cause Kokichi won't shut up! Get out of my head, Kokichi!
Sorry. To hit Kaito with the crossbow, you'd have to be fairly good with it. Could Himiko have done this? That's the question.
I'm not the culprit!
I know you aren't, sweetheart.
Yeah,
I got you.
I totally agree.
I carried the case.
No, not yet. Hang on.
Yep, that's true too.
And I didn't even use the crossbow!
I agree.
There we go. Alright. Jeez. Let's get back on track, please.
I don't think Himiko used the crossbow. More accurately, she couldn't use it.
She didn't have the assemble the crossbow magic spell curse, whatever, hex.